I should be writing, but I'm not inspired, so I'm vlogging. First, meet mixed meeseeks. Hi. Their pronouns are they, them, theirs, and they're warmy, so if you put them in the microwave, they release extra lavender smell. But hair down, since I don't have Audrey Dolly, but I wanted. On Sunday, I met with my minister, who unfortunately didn't seem to be able to understand that I was having a sensory meltdown, and so she wanted me to explain how I'm on the autism spectrum. That didn't go very well since I was having a meltdown and I was making plenty of mouth noises, as my one friend says, but I'm not sure how sensible I was being. But I found not found, but looked up a list that I've read before, and I'm gonna put the link for it in the description. Now, it says, list of female Asperger's syndrome traits. In the US, we don't have Asperger's syndrome as a diagnosis that can be given anymore. And, well, I'm non-binary, agender to be specific, but I was assigned female at birth, so these fit me plenty. There are 44 things on this list. There's only one that I don't fit. It says 9 out of 10 have mild to severe gastrointestinal difficulties, like ulcers, acid reflux, IBS, etc. Yeah, that's the one I don't have. But otherwise, I meet all of these in some way. Now, some of them, it is a little bit specific. Like, let me turn the paper around and see if I can show it to you somewhat what I've done on this paper. I printed it out and marked it up and made comments because I'll be seeing my therapist tomorrow, and I wanted to give her this. We had talked about how frustrating it seemed that my master and my daughter didn't see how I was on the autism spectrum. Well, they both, without any big pushing, figured it out, but my minister just didn't seem to get it. So, bringing the paper closer. See, lots of marks. I wanted to talk about some of them where it's not quite a full yes. So, like, there's one where the way I can fit it is that sometimes I can be very chameleon-like, and I've been thinking about it more, and I think part of why this hairstyle happened is because it is harder to mask and just fit in with my hair like this. And when I was a child, I wasn't diagnosed as being autistic or Asperger's. However, I was considered gifted, shy, sensitive, that kind of stuff. I also had some obvious learning deficits. I didn't ride a bike or tie shoelaces until, well, maybe 9 or 10 years old. This is a fun one. More verbal thinkers may gravitate to writing, languages, cultural studies, psychology. That was a yes for all of those. I mostly was a self-taught reader. Looking. I'm not necessarily emotionally immature, but I am certainly emotionally sensitive. looking for? Yes. That one that irritated me. If she likes a male, she can be extremely noticeably awkward in her attempts to let him know. E.g., she may stare when she sees him or call him repeatedly. This is because she fixates and doesn't understand societal gender roles. This will change with maturity. Yeah, no. I'm 40 years old and I still very much have issues understanding when someone is interested in me, when they're flirting, when they're using small, not so obvious body language ways to say they're interested. If someone says in word that, oh yes, in written word, like someone was talking about how they had a bit of a crush on me today on the internet, and that I got. They wrote it out, I understood it, but there was no trying to understand their body language or anything like that. So yes, if we go by this list of female Asperger syndrome traits, I am very much on the spectrum. Just because I can make mouth noises doesn't mean that I'm able to communicate or communicate well. It's very situational for me, and I can't always predict when I will stop being able to speak okay. But I'm glad I spent some time with you, my watchers. I hope you'll consider subscribing if you haven't. I am trying to get back into the habit of vlogging. I think I updated you all. I did finally see a psychiatrist on February 20th, and I am still continuing to feel better and more balanced with the antidepressant she put on. So here's hoping there will be more words written, both in books and my blog, and I will manage to record more videos, maybe even managing scripted ones again. But I hope you will think to take a look at all my links. I have Patreon if you are able to support what I do every month. I also have Coffee if you just are able to give or want to give a one-time donation. And thanks, and I hope you're having a good time, whatever time of day it is where you are.